Just wow. 2023 has flown by, and I know we still have about 2.5 months left of the year, but this is the final singles case for 2023 for the Mattel Disney Pixar Cars mainline. Start playing your epic music. It's been a really good year, just objectively. Like, you might not like all the cars on the road cars. They get a little wacky. I mean, you got dinosaurs, clowns, zombies, but you have to look at it objectively and say there's been a ton of new releases. Then you got stuff outside of the main line, the Glow Racers. There have been some holiday releases, just a lot of good stuff all in all. And today we will be reviewing the final case, Case M. We got a bunch of good stuff to go through, and obviously though we are not unboxing the case, I'm just going to get right out ahead of it, explain why no one has it for sale. I mean, simple as that. None of the usual resellers, whether it's GetMeCollecitlbes or car lot sales, they do not have this case in stock yet. And over the last few months, it's been really spotty. Like, Mattel has just not been doing a great job of getting the cases to them. All year, it's been a little bit of an issue, in fact. And of course, the last case, Case L, I just reviewed like we're going to do today. I found them in a store. Case K, similar type thing, but I did end up getting that one in to unbox a month or so ago. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be the same feel. It's basically a case unboxing, just without the box. So yeah, I mean, hope you guys still enjoy it. But yeah, without any more rambling, let's just get right into it. We're going to start with the boring stuff, because you guys know that's how I roll. Just going to tease you all. I'm going to tease you with all this stuff. You can't see it. We're going to turn everyone around. I mean, there's such a great variety and selection of cars in this case that you guys just need to stick around till the end. Now, this case is showing up at USA Target stores across the United States. That is so redundant. USA across the United States. You guys know what I mean. And my good friend, she's helped me out a lot, whether it be ordering cars from China or just simply finding cars at stores. She lives in Indiana. I'm over in Illinois, and her local Target has just been a gold mine lately. She shipped me some good stuff the other day, and then literally just yesterday, so I'm recording this Wednesday, Tuesday, she sends me a picture from Target, and I'm like, holy cow, you found Case M. And yeah, I told her exactly what I needed. Bam, bam, bam. She ships it. It's here the next day. Thank you. You know who you are. Really appreciate it. First off, we have Luigi and Guido. I don't believe they've switched these to the new like redder packaging instead of the white backdrop here. But nonetheless, this is a 2023 card with, you know, Greg Candyman there on the back, Sarge, Lizzie. Those are all 2023 releases. And I need to replace this one. I do not like that crease at all. It gives me the ick. But yeah, Luigi and Guido, there they are. I've seen quite a few of them now, even though they started off a little bit scarce. Then you also have Doc Hudson in this case, the regular version of him. Not fabulous, just regular old Doc. And yes, he is on the newer packaging, but it's not the first time that we've seen him on this packaging. He came, I think, in like case maybe H, like this. So yeah, it looks good. Nice contrast, the blue and the red. And yeah, I love seeing the retro characters here on the back. Ramon, Sarge, Fillmore King, McQueen, Sally Mater, all of which were released on day one, essentially, of the car franchise back in 2006. So, I mean, you just gotta love that nostalgia that these things are still being released, all of them, to this day. I love that. Need to see Dinoco McQueen again. That's somebody, I mean, if we're going to get a billion McQueen variants, might as well get that one, right? All right, next up, we have Rust-eze Dinoco Cruz Ramirez, previously known as Rust-eze Racing Center, Cruz Ramirez, or Training Center, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter now because they renamed her stupidly to Rust-eze Dinoco Cruz. Not really sure where the Rust-eze part comes in. This is just the Cruz that appears at the end of Cars on the Road. They could have just called it Cars on the Road McQueen, Road Trip, or Road Trip Cruz, On the Road Cruz. They could have left it Training Center Cruz. I think there was a part of on the road that had to deal with the Rust-eze Training Center. I mean, there was a whole play set about it that ended up getting scrapped from the show because we don't see it at all and don't see Cruz until the very end of it. But yep, there you have it. Got Griswold on the back. This is just straight carryover from 2022 still, which feels a little weird that something released a year ago is still being included in 2023 cases, but that is the path that they've chosen, and it just kind of, it goes with the flow because they didn't really change up the packaging style in between years, and they aren't going to. So this allows them to just kind of keep rolling everything together for better or for worse. The real test will be if any 2022s slip and bleed into 2024 cases. That'll be interesting. Anyways, here you have Patty, debuted in case E of this year and has been in a couple cases since. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It's nice to see her, but not the first time we've gotten her from Thailand. She was in a 2-pack with Taco last year. I like the art for her, though. That is a plus. Some really nice Cars 3 releases here on the back of the package. You got Jack Robinson, Duke Coulters, Randy Lawson, those old timers. Almost feels like they were released an eternity ago because they kind of were. Like they were all in those first few cases of the year. C, B, D, and never to be seen again, right? Kind of crazy, kind of sad. Like you're re-including so many of the same cars over and over again. Might as well include some of these, right? Spruce it up a little bit. But yeah, next gen's on the bottom. I really do like this packaging. I mean, you got the retros and then you got the new. It's a nice contrast, whether it was intentional or not. It just ends up looking kind of cool. And I love that they are all truly Cars 3 characters because you can't always count on that with these packagings. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know what I mean. They made mistakes in the past. Next up is Deputy Lightning McQueen. This guy started off as the rarer of the two when they released together, that being him and Cave Lightning McQueen. Cave Lightning McQueen I found a bunch, and I never found this one. And now it's kind of the opposite. I see way more of this one than Cave McQueen. And I think it's simply because he ended up just outpacing Cave McQueen and got included in more cases. And yeah, he's here to finish off the year. It's a nice variant for sure. Like I don't complain about this one at all. And then you got some of the earlier on the road releases. Gearston Marshall, he was a case B debut. Maypiller Durev debuted with him and Cave McQueen in case E. Doug Crankle, case D. Cryptid Buster, Mater, case H. There you have it. Good stuff all around. Yeah, I like this guy. I will never complain, or at least not right now, about seeing that version of McQueen. But I may occasionally complain about seeing this version of McQueen, the good old regular Lightning McQueen. Again, I mean, it's nostalgic. You got to give it that. And honestly, out of all the variants, I don't see this McQueen hanging around too much. And it's weird. You know, peg warmers have kind of changed. Like the nature of peg warmers have transformed over the last 5 years. You went from having the peg warmers be those main characters that they just overproduce, whether it be Thymic Missile in 2011, which now is actually rare. That's kind of crazy. Jackson Storm in 2017, 2018. It's transformed to the obscure characters that no one cares about. Like, you have the obscure characters that people do care about, right? Like the new releases that they only put in one per case. Doug Crankle, you'll never see him sitting on the pegs for more than a day, unless it's at, Montana Target, which there probably aren't too many Targets in Montana, actually. Anyways, it's transformed. Yeah, it's those obscure characters that are 2 per case, and then they're in the next case, and then it's like, wait, we don't want any of these. Lee Race, Maypiller Durev, K-Pillar Durev, Noriyuki, all of which are peg warming. They're just kind of like those throwaway characters. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess they're cool, but there's just too many of them. And yeah, Mattel kind of knows it too. It's like they'll make more of them than they do the Doug Crankles or the Randys of the world or the Adam Roadriguezes of the world. And it's just kind of a poor mixture of the two. You got to kind of even them out. Like maybe replace one of those with a Doug Crankle. And I think you'll eventually have a really good mix where there's not much peg warming to be had, because it is getting a little frustrating seeing so many of those clowns on the pegs. really sucks because I do like made-Pillar-Derev a lot. Don't like K-Pillar-Derev. I like made-Pillar-Derev. But yeah, anyways, my whole point of that is you don't see too many McQueens hanging around, whether it be World Grand Prix or this one or Fabulous, whatever. You don't see too many of them, and that's a good thing. Or maybe it's not. Maybe you'd rather see this guy Pegworm than the made-Pillar-Derevs of the world. But yeah, I mean, he just looks so nostalgic and so awesome that he's that much more popular than those new characters. Yeah, same type of thing we were talking about here on the back. You got Fabulous, Dirt Track Fabulous, Hudson Hornet, though, instead of McQueen. Good stuff, good stuff. Up next is Holly Shiftwell, back after debuting in KC. I think she was maybe in another case as well. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one in particular. We talked about it in my Holly and Finn review a couple weeks ago. She's got that nice little chip right there in the eye, like she got shot. You could literally see the paint floating off to the left there. Poor quality control on this one, but good thing I'm keeping it in the package. But yeah, she looks good. She's coming back for 2024. And yeah, here you have some other Cars 2 releases on the back. Francesco and artist Ramon are actually from last year, so not entirely sure why they put them on this packaging because they have been doing a good job with that at least, even though they're carrying over stuff from last year, like Cruz here. It's not like on the back of her you'll see stuff from last year. It's because she is from last year and Royce Revsley and those others are from last year. This, on the other case, you have a 2023 release advertising 2022s on the back. Granted, these 5 are, but artist Ramon there and Francesco are technically not 2023 releases, so I always find that a bit strange. But yeah, cool, I guess. Nice, maybe, if you need her. Don't really see too many of her hanging around, so again, good job, Mattel. Just got to clear out those clowns, I'm telling you. Sally, here we go with a Sally on the new packaging. Haven't seen too many of her on this new 2023 packaging. So I guess, maybe if you're a card collector, variant collector, you could snag it, get another chance. Again, you got the nostalgic selection of characters on the back. Always looks good. I love that they use the same artwork as 2006. Is that complacency or is it just consistency? You guys tell me. I'm going to go with consistency because I love seeing that stuff. All right. Now, there were actually 2 Sallys in the case. I did want to point that out. 2 Sallys. And there are a couple other doubled up ones that we haven't gotten to yet. But next up here is Tim Treadless. I like this inclusion. He debuted in case, I want to say D. I think it was D. And now he is back. The Nitroway Next Gen. He looks really good on this card. It does kind of surprise me, the ones that they transformed over to the new packaging with the darker red background. Like, Mater and Sally and Sheriff and Sarge and Doc. But not Tim Treadless. He's the same. They did not update his card. But yeah, he looks good. Good stuff. Happy Next Gen. Always good to see a happy Next Gen, right? And on the back, a nice mixture of all the racers. You got Jet Robinson, and then you got a couple of the Demolition Derby ones. That is, I believe, Tailgates. Yep, I always get Tailgate mixed up with Pile Up. And then Pushover, who actually got canceled this year. Sad, but it's okay. Or maybe not. I'd probably go with no. Because last time Pushover was released was just a couple years ago in 2021, but that release is uber rare. He was in Case A, I believe, and then never again to be seen. Supposed to probably be in Case A of this year, which got canceled. And so, yeah, making Pushover one of the rare releases over the last few years. Props to you, Pushover. You've managed to eclipse Fair Game in expenses. In terms of price on eBay, I'm pretty sure Pushover is going to run you for a little bit more than Fair Game. And if you said that in 2021, people would call you crazy. No Go Check, Ryan Inside Lane, Paul Conrev, Leroy Hemming. Leroy Hemming is a nice one that you don't see around too much. But yeah, good stuff on that front. Next up, you have 2 of Road Trip Lightning McQueen, but not the 2023 variant with him smiling a little different. This is just the 2022 version of him, as you can see right there. Still a little strange to me, like why are they doing the 2022 version? Why are they putting 2 of it in the case? A little head scratching, but you guys know me. I don't ask questions. Just do what I'm told, you know? I do ask questions. I try to, just no one is going to answer, right? Gonna just call up Mattel and be like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm sure they have their reasons. Like, I know smart people do these cases, but I really don't understand why they do that. But this case will have like 6 McQueens when it's all said and done. Ugh, I don't know, man. I do not know. I know McQueen, like overall, he sells well. We're talking about he doesn't peg warm as much as they may have used to, but still, it just doesn't really jive with me. Anyways, here you have Mater. I just think you could design the cases better. Like, I know there's cost analysis going into everything. McQueens are cheaper to make than Adam Roadriguez is. I get it, but like you could still probably design the case to just be like a bit better. Like, it might not be, you know, all new stuff all day long, but hire me, Mattel, and let me come in and help you guys out. Anyways, here you have Mater in the case with the working toe. You see that big old thing back there? Yeah, that can tow just about any McQueen, whether it be Road Rumbler, whether it be Deputy, whether it be the ones that we're going to be getting here soon. Alien Costume McQueen is coming. We know that. All of them will be able to be towed by Mater here, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, he's on the newer packaging. Looks nostalgia. Check, check, check. Don't see too many of these hanging around. He's a hefty die-cast car. I love it. And then, yeah, you got his squad there on the back. All right. That's pretty much everything, like boring-wise. Everything else from here on out, it's kind of more exciting. You got 2 Road Rumbler Lightning McQueens. Again, I mean, I guess it's better than the 2 road trips, but still, I think that's kind of excessive. And yeah, it brings our total of McQueens on the day up to 6. Wow. But yeah, this guy's nice. He's been in a few cases this year. Case J, Case G. So should not be too difficult to obtain. I've seen a lot of him hanging around. So yeah, he looks good. Obviously, you know, one of the more hardcore variants of McQueen to be had out there. But yeah, this is actually a really good release. You know, in my review of him, I rave about this one. I think he's heavily and highly detailed. The great accessories are super accurate as well. So overall, great car, definitely worth the money. But probably, yeah, if you could get him at Walmart for $372 instead of Target for $499, you should feel really good about yourself. I think right now, like, it's just the price discrepancy is crazy. I cannot believe Walmart has not increased their prices. And like, awesome job, Walmart. Thank you so much. And I can't believe Target also hasn't brought their price down a little bit to try and meet that, because I mean, you have to assume, like, I mean, I want the numbers. Like, give me access to these numbers. Like, are the singles at Target selling as well? Maybe they haven't bought as much this year, and so the numbers, you know, are skewed, which is accurate. They certainly have not bought as much as they did last year. I mean, Walmart's got the half cases now, so does that factor into it more? You'd think if they're only buying half, the price would go up, but maybe they're buying the same amount of cars, just, you know, twice as many cases. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just so many questions, guys, for my curious economic brain. But anyways, on the back here, you got a nice assortment of cars that have been released this year. See, here's one of the mistakes. Breaker Boggs on the Cars on the Road background. That's not true. Now, fortunately, the single of him, they did get right. Like, so when Breaker, you know, comes around, he is on the Cars 3 packaging. So they did get it right when it mattered the most. But yep, that is the mistake that we talk about here. Gearston Marshall, though, you got Kelly Beambright, one of the clowns that doesn't peg warm. Claire Gunzer, on the other hand, big time. And oh yeah, Maple Drive, we know you. West Philanthropist, one of the rarest releases this year, only in Case J and Case K, both of which Walmart's versions do not have, and both of which Target has not gotten in full. Again, that, you know, stuff like that, when you have situations like that where like a car just does not become available in mass in the United States, Like, I don't know. I don't really have words for that. Like, is Mattel realizing that? Like, does Mattel, when they are making these cars and they're like, okay, this is going to be an awesome release, which it is, we're going to execute it at a high level. It's going to be huge, super big, heavy metal, lots of pieces. And yes, it is. Like, it's a great release, one of the best they've done in years, right? West Flampus is awesome. When they're doing that, and I'm sure the people who are designing the car are not the same people who decide the case assortments, but like, do people put two and two together over there and ultimately realize, hey, this car is not really going to be available in the United States where 90% of our audience resides? Maybe that's a little high, maybe it's a little low. I assume it's around 90%. I mean, think about it, guys. Again, let's reiterate. This guy, West Flampus, debuts in Case J. Okay, the Walmart version of that case does not have it. Fine. Maybe we'll get a chance Case K. Nope. Not in Case K either. Okay, well, maybe Target will get in Case K or J. Nope, not getting in either of the cases. And then there you have it. Oh, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, how do you put so much time and effort into this great car and have it not available anywhere in the U.S.? I don't get it, guys. Like, are they going for that rarity? Like, are they trying to make these things super rare so that you have, levels, like tiers within the hobby? I mean, are they doing that like on purpose? I mean, I don't get it, guys. Oh, I mean, in the UK, West Flampus, easy peasy, because they got Case K and J in full over there. Yep. All right. Anyways, I know I've been ranting about something completely unrelated to Road Rumbler McQueen here, but it has to be talked about somewhere, guys. You gotta raise awareness. I mean, think about it. I mean, just think about what I said. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we got Noah Gochuk in this case here as well. A nice little next-gen duo between him and Tim Treadless. And yeah, it's kind of full circle because he debuted in Case B, the first case of the year, and now he is back. So a good full circle moment for him. Clutch A next gen. Hopefully we don't see him for a while, though. I'm not a big fan of this next gen. And yeah, hopefully we don't see either two those guys as well for a while. Just gotta spruce it up. Like, let's get some George Newman. I mean, I guess we just got him last year too. Let's get some stock cars. How about that? Some Cars 3 stock cars that Mattel hasn't done in a while. But yeah, good stuff on that front. And now everything that we have remaining here is, much more exciting in my opinion. You got Jeremy. This guy debuted in Case H. Again, the Walmart version didn't have him, and then Target didn't get in. So similar situation, just not quite as bad because, hey, he's back in Case M, which Target did get in. So there you go. Good job, I guess. But yeah, Jeremy's awesome. Again, another one of these cars that they did a great job on. Accurate, good expression, nice doodads, hammer, flamethrower, spikes, nice and rubbery. All around a really put together car. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Mattel, you guys are putting out wonderful releases. Like, all this stuff, high quality for the most part. You just got to nail down the availability. Like, the distribution, not bad. Availability and just like thinking about it, like, definitely could use some help. I do think they're getting better with it. I can't go full into detail about this, but in terms of 2024 Walmart cases, they're much better. That's all I'll say. Like, they pretty much nail all the new releases. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Jeremy, nice. I like to see him back. And I didn't have one on card because the one I got out of Case H that I did get to unbox, I was able to unbox that one. I opened up and reviewed for you guys. So this is definitely nice to have here. Don't have to worry about getting him now. Alrighty. Next up is Squat. So Squat debuted in Case L, the previous case, the direct case behind Case M. Now, the Walmart version of Case L, surprisingly, maybe you're not surprised, I'm not surprised, does not have Squat. In fact, the Walmart version of Case L, Case L is a great case. Let's just put that out there. Has a lot of new releases. Walmart was like, all right, we'll just take 3. And you know what? Actually, we're going to take the new release that we put into a 5-pack exclusive to Walmart. So there's going to be a ton of that one here. We'll take the variant that was in case J, so second time around for him. And then we'll take, oh yeah, Mallory Carhut, a car that was in the previous case that we had here. I mean, the stuff that they've done this year, I mean, it just is a complete botch. I know I'm just sounding like a broken record, but I really should make a video on just like the calamities of case design this year. That's actually kind of a cool idea. But squad is back. All's good. Target got in case L and M, so you got 2 shots at squad. The one that I personally found from case L, I opened up for you guys a month or so ago. And so this is a good one here to keep in the package. I only ever found case L one time. Like that one time in the hunt, and then I reviewed them all for you guys. That was it. Like I never found any more Randy squats, J Shoe steers. That was it. It was crazy. Super fortunate and lucky I decided to go to the store that evening. But yeah, on the back here, you actually have some of those cars we're talking about. Randy, of course, case L. Randy was supposed to be in case M. I think he was on my original list and got cut. So he'll end up probably, be the rarest release of the year because he was only in one case and is very desirable. You have Wes Flampus, we've touched on. Mateo, he's been in a few cases. Mallory, been in a few cases. Mallory, they did a really good job in terms of availability because you got her in the Walmart version of case K, the Walmart version of case L, and then you got her also at Target from case L. So with her, no problems whatsoever. It's just kind of thinking everything out and making sure everybody gets a fair shot, right? And then you don't have these imbalances like you do with Mallory Carhut here, where she's in a bunch, and Wes Flampus and Randy aren't. Anywho, I like Squat. Nice release. Really cool to have her and Jeremy in the same case. They kind of go hand in hand together. And, some more casual collector might be able to kind of build a repertoire for their Road Rumblers collection. You also get McQueen in this case. So, I mean, maybe that's what they're going for. I haven't really looked at it through that lens in terms of kind of grouping of cars, but maybe that's what they're doing. And there might be more evidence in this case to support that. And that actually could be a good approach. So I like it. You got that synergy building off of each other. And yeah, we're going to continue with that thread. Maybe they're doing that in terms of a little bit of London action here. You got Miles Axlerod with open hood and Mark Wheelsen, 2 brand new made-in-Thailand variants. Pretty exciting to see some Cars 2 action back in the mix, something we don't get a whole lot of these days, unfortunately. You'll get your casual World Grand Prix racer here and there, and we did get a few lemons this year. Tubbs Pacer, Vladimir Trunkov. You'll probably never see them in the United States you guys can probably guess it, but you still got them, and that is a good thing. And here are a couple more from a slightly different facet. You got the racers, the lemons, and yeah, here you got some London action to be had. And they're both in the same case. Coincidence? I think not. I think they probably designed it this way. They both appear in the exact same scene. So it's almost like, kind of like a 2-pack in a sense. Just split up. Now, we're going to get to Miles Axlerod here in a second. Mark Wheelsen, though. Like I said, first time being released from Thailand. First time being released, period, since 2013. Kind of crazy. His art looks nice, although... Hold on a second. The gears are turning in my brain right now, guys. Is this the artwork for Siren Carburini, the other gray police officer, the other Bobby? I think it might be. Guys. Huh. Did they ever change the artwork? I don't think they ever even changed the artwork between Mark Wheelsen and Siren Carburini. And honestly, did they even ever change the artwork between Scott Spark and Doug Speedcheck, who are the black Bobbies? There's 4 police cars in total. You got 2 gray, 2 black. Mark Wheelsen and Siren Carburini are the gray ones. Scott Spark and Doug Speedcheck are the black ones. 2013 and then 2015. Yeah, I don't think they changed the artwork for any of them. They just were like, yep, you guys won't know. So just change the name, change the expression. We'll call it a day. Surprised they didn't do that again. Change the name, change the expression, give it a new name. Yeah. And then you have a new character, right? A new release, technically. But nope. This actually is kind of a cool looking Thailand variant. Like the wheels are a little bit shinier. They're like more silver than they're just kind of that cheap gray. So I think, that's definitely a plus. I'll have to probably unbox this guy at some point. and do a little review on him. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. Like, he looks sharp, crisp, fresh on the new packaging. So, yeah, good to see him for sure. And on the back, they're showing you, they're advertising him and Miles Axlerod with the open hood. You got Francesco there. Again, like we talked about, that's not a 2023 release. And then Jeff, Suki, and Raul Cerul, all of which from earlier in the year. Good to see. Like, again, Cars 2 ain't so bad, guys. Like, I don't think it's as... It shouldn't be as hated as it is. And I think a lot of that hate is actually worn off because people have looked not so keenly upon, whether it be Cars 3 or Cars on the Road. They're like, oh, well, maybe Cars 2 wasn't so bad. So, yeah, it's been put in a little bit better spotlight. And hopefully Mattel reciprocates that by releasing more of those characters. Because Cars 2 definitely has the most to offer in terms of diecast potential. Now, Miles Axlerod with open hood, there are 2 of him in the case. I go into extreme detail, actually, about my thoughts on him in Giga Haul Part 21 because, like I said, I got all these from a friend, and they're in that haul. Basically, there's a few things. First off, last year, they released 2 versions of Miles Axlerod, regular Miles Axlerod and Miles Axlerod with microphone. They did not distinguish between the 2 on the card. They both said Miles Axlerod. They both just had regular Miles Axlerod smiling at you on the card art. Both of which were in the same case, meaning both of which end up on the pegs on the shelves at the same time in the stores. Casual fans go in and looking like, oh, hey, wow, there's a lot of Miles Axlerods here, not realizing they're different. And so you're limiting your sales there. I think that was one of the most stupid things Mattel has done in a while. I mean, I feel like that's an oversight. Like, you can't tell me you intended for that to happen. Anyways, they've definitely corrected it here. Look, they told you this is different. This is Miles Axlerod with open hood, and they put the correct artwork. Great job. I mean, he probably shouldn't look as happy as he is because he's getting arrested right now in this scene, but still good stuff. And the diecast shows him super weepy and stuff. This is a brand new made-in-Thailand variant, of course. We'll get to that in a second. And yeah, another one that I might want to open up and review for you guys because I'm sure there are some differences between, the old 2013 version and this new version. Looks like he's a little bit more of a lime or green. You got a black kind of, that plug has been painted black now instead of fully gray. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not going to say better or worse. I think the expression kind of stands out a little bit more with the outline on the eyelid. But yeah, basically this guy never should have been re-released. Why? Because he was a chase, and Mattel told us, yeah, we don't ever do chases again. Like, they'll be released once and never again. And they had held that principle pretty solidly up until last year when they re-released Rust-eze. There were a few exceptions down the road, but you could have stretched it to say, well, this car was originally released as a lenticular moving eyes car, so technically it's different. They applied that to Wilmer Flats and Luigi and Guido with paint, rollers, and the bucket. Okay, fine. But yep, this is literally the same car. I mean, maybe they're thinking, well, hey, now it's made-in-Thailand, so it ain't the same, I guess. Whatever. Rust-eze last year, Miles Axlerod with open hood this year. 2 chases that were never supposed to be re-released again, re-released. And you got 2 in the case, so it's a double bird to the fans. Or not. I don't know. Take it as you will. Maybe you're like, I'm happy it's getting re-released because I didn't get it back then. Hell, I was only like 5 years old in 2013. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm happy either way. I don't really care about chases getting re-released. It doesn't bother me all that much when it's all said and done. All right. So yeah, now that we've taken care of that, I kind of go through my thoughts a little bit more in the Giga Haul that I'm sure you guys will be seeing here soon. All right, who do we have left? We got Adam Roadriguez. Probably should go through him. Great re-inclusion to the case. Kind of similar to the ones we've talked about in the past. Debuted in Case J. Of course, Case J didn't hit Target stores in mass. I think maybe I saw one person say they found Case J at Target, and then no one ever said they did again. The Walmart version of this case did not include him, and so he ended up being, up until now, one of the rare releases. Thankfully, Target, Case M, full, awesome. That's definitely a plus because he is a great release. I reviewed him back in June and was super pleased with him. Nice fire and rescue car. You could say that he appears in Cars 3 because there are cars that match him in that movie, but they obviously intended him to be from the Trucks episode of Cars on the Road, which I'm completely fine with as well. It's a new release. You'll never see me complain about a new character, new release. Just see him on the pegs. Like, he commands attention when you see him on the pegs. Like, big, red, fire truck, race and rescue. Guy looks awesome. On the back, you got Road Rumbler Mater, Mateo, West Lampus, Niles, Speedcone, Griswold, always just chilling on these cards, even though hasn't been released in a while. And then the Quadratorcasar, who was new in Case K. So yeah, really exciting. I was happy about this because obviously I needed one to keep in the package, and it's on a mint card. So that is a win-win for me. Up next, you have Kabuto with Flames, who they just refer to as Kabuto. So it's the inverse of what they are doing with Miles Axlerod with Open Hood. They did that one right. Not Kabuto, though. They're just calling him regular Kabuto. Again, I just don't understand the marketing or the advertising or just the common sense behind that. You just released Kabuto last year, and you know what? You released him the year before as well. You like to release Kabuto, so you might as well distinguish when you're releasing him a little bit different. Like, this is a great release. You got him with the Flames. You got him with a new expression looking to the side. Call attention to it. People say you go into an interview, you're interviewing for a job. Let them know your best attributes. If you have something that's really unique to you, really distinct, call attention to it. You want them to know. You don't want to leave that interview with them not knowing the best part about you. So Mattel, why not tell everyone, hey, this is new. It's got flames now. It's got a new expression. I've really dogged on Mattel in this video. That was not the intention. I really didn't mean to it. But so many of the things in this video just allow me to leapfrog to that point. Whether it be the chase that got re-released, whether it be the mislabeling we got going on here, whether it be Squat, and then of course that leads to West Philampus, cards that really got shafted this year, so many things. But Mattel, I talk like I'm speaking to Mattel. I know you're probably not watching, but I don't get it. I don't get why you're not calling attention to this being Kabuto with Flames now. Kabuto with Flames. Lots of storytelling that we had with him. He was originally canceled in 2010 with this expression. They uncanceled him in 2013, but they're like, nah, we're actually going to just use the regular expression, which is exactly the same, not very special. And then they're like, okay, let's re-release him 10 years later, and we'll give him that new expression that we intended for him to have 13 years ago when we canceled him originally. That is the lore. He looks great, though. However, another weird component to this whole thing, just another layer upon layer. He was already released in a 2-pack this year with Kabuto Ninja, so it's one of the rare instances where you get him in a 2-pack and a single in the same year. Usually that only happens to Lightning McQueen or those more common characters, but it actually ended up happening to him. And maybe they intended to release the Flames version in the 2-pack and the regular version as a single. Who knows? It's possible. But yeah, this guy looks nice. Again, I like him. Would be cool to actually have the Kabuto art, which they have. I mean, they put it on the 2-pack, but they're just going to remain consistent and put the Tokyo Mater artwork like they always have done really on these Toon singles as seen in Tokyo Mater. And now you have all 4 singles for the short here on the back. Drift Party Mater, Patoka, Ito-san, and of course Kabuto. I love the stock image because it shows the new expression, but it doesn't show the flame just because of the way it's angled. That's okay, I guess. But yeah, it's still funny to me. Funny. Yeah, so all right, that's awesome. We only got one more card to take a look at, and that is Todd, the Pizza Planet truck. What a great way to end the year, I'd say. This guy looks awesome. And you don't get him too often. It's always a treat when we get Todd. I mean, he's literally an Easter egg. He's the Easter egg of the entire Pixar studios. He appears in every Pixar film in some way, shape, or form. He's kind of crept into a few just regular Disney animated films as well. Everyone knows what the Pizza Planet truck is. Not even just regular Disney fans, not Cars fans, because he is in all those movies, they come to expect it. It's like A113. It's things that carry over and appear in every Pixar movie, sometimes more than once. And yeah, I don't know how or like why they ended up using the Pizza Planet truck as that. I'm sure there's some story to it. But let's just kind of run through it with him. Originally released in 2009, came back in 2014. Then 2017, they released a new version of him for Cars 3 that was perfectly clean, because you can see that this one's super dirty. Ironic, because in Cars 3 appears at the Demolition Derby, where he most certainly is not clean. He's actually probably more dirty than he was before. So then now, 6 years later, the largest gap in between Todd releases yet. Here he is back, first release from Thailand, and it is the original Cars 1 version, because he is super dirty, rusty, grimy, all of the above. You got the Yo there on the back, which is the YO from Toyota. It's actually kind of crazy. He looks great. I definitely intend to review this guy as a new Thailand variant. This was his original release in 2009, so you can see a lot has kind of changed. He looks even dirtier, you know, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, he looks a little more realistic, especially around the front there. You got the eyeliner. The canopy is way dirtier and grimier, and maybe it's almost kind of cool. You could headcanon that as well. It's like over 10 years later. Obviously, it's going to be dirtier. Here's that clean version I was talking about from Cars 3, just to give you guys an idea. I mean, he is spotless. Same expression, though, but completely spotless. They've actually done a mini racer Todd as well. Yeah, they like Todd. It's funny. They've kept Todd, like, involved, but they haven't done a diecast version of him in a long time. But, yeah, it's kind of season of Todd right now, because he's coming out in literally the very next case, 2024 Case A. So don't worry if you don't get him right now. He'll be back. And yeah, let's take a look at the back here. You got some other awesome Cars 1 releases. Johnny Blamer, Jay Schuster, who's in Case Al, Donna Pitts, Case Al, Lizzie, Dexter Hoover with Green Flag, Case K, Fillmore, okay. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below, who is your favorite car from Case M? Have you been able to find it at your local Target? I haven't had any luck personally, and I was trying quite hard. I really wanted to get these for you guys. And then my friend was just like, stop it. Stop trying to be a hunter out there. You got no skill whatsoever. Here you go. I wasn't even trying. Found the full Case M in the middle of the day. It's like, what the hell? My favorite car from this case is Todd. I think it's pretty obvious. But I do, this case doesn't actually have a new car, believe it or not. I mean, we've hyped it up. But yeah, new variants, yes. New cars that debuted earlier, yes. And I think that's what makes it like a great ending case. It's a great way to just kind of take your breath, catch up on the things. Adam was from June, Squat from July. You got Jeremy from June as well. Just catch up on everything, and then you can also have a chance to get some of these cars you might have missed from years ago. So overall, I like this case. I probably give it like a B+, A-. And yeah, thanks as always for watching. Sorry if you did not enjoy my ranting, but someone's got to say it, right? Someone's got to look a little deeper. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Actually, I'll probably be on Clutch Kringle, so it's a really good time to be a Cars fan right now, if you ask me. All right, guys. Bye now.